So Predestination is the new film by director, producer and writer duo the Spielrich brothers. Mostly dabbling in the science fiction and horror genres, their previous film was Daybreakers, also starring Ethan Hawke. A film which had a neat twist on portraying a futuristic world overrun by vampires, which instead of being vicious monsters are actually a normal society faced with extinction when running out of humans to harvest for their dwindling blood supply. Suck on that, Twilight. You get it? Suck. 'Cause they're vampires. Huh? Huh? And while I thought the idea behind Daybreakers was fairly interesting, the script seemed very predictable. So when I heard that Predestination was going to be based on a short story written by Robert A. Heinlein, one of the greatest science fiction writers of all time, I was excited. As far as the acting, editing, sound, and visual effects are concerned, Daybreakers was top-notch. But now they finally even had a great story to expand upon and turn into a film. While the plot is completely identical to that of the short story, what they did with it visually, and the actors they chose to play these characters just takes it to a whole new level. Predestination is mainly about a temporal agent whose mission it is to travel through time in order to prevent future criminals from committing their crimes. As a final assignment, he must pursue the one criminal that has eluded him throughout time. So yeah, at its core it's basically a time travel film with a heavy dose of mystery, thriller, and also a lot of drama. The least you know about it before watching it, the better. Now I really have to get back to the acting here a little bit. While Ethan Hawke is always great, the one who really steals the show here is the lesser-known Sarah Snook. Thank God she won at least one award for this role. It's not enough. I mean, give her all the awards. She's just so great. And she's even gonna appear in the next film about Steve Jobs, alongside Michael Fassbender, Kate Winslet, Jeff Daniels. I mean, how awesome is that? Without really giving away anything, I have to say that both her and Ethan Hawke have to do and be so much in this film. It's crazy when you realize the fact that it's 90 minutes long. But 90 minutes throughout which I felt that so much was happening. And I mean that in the best way possible, honestly. It didn't feel overloaded. Everything was just the right amount. I mean, I didn't feel like anything was unnecessary, or that anything was missing either. The short story is really short. I mean, I think you can read it in like 20 minutes, which I think is a little bit too short. I mean, it goes by a little bit too fast. But luckily the film stretches it out to the optimal length, and enabling it to gain emotional depth. Because trust me, this is a pretty emotional journey. And I liked the way time travel was handled here. I mean, it's not just a gimmick like you might see in other films. It's actually a tool through which a lot more sophisticated ideas are addressed, like individual liberty, creating balance, and whether or not we are in control of our own destinies. The characters don't just travel in time because they can. There's actually a mission here, and a lot at stake as well. I would definitely put Predestination on a list of best films based on science fiction short stories. If you know any similar ones, maybe leave them in the comment section below. I mean, I would be really curious. I love these types of films. Now, despite its relatively low budget for a science fiction film, Predestination is a really good looking movie. I mean, yeah, sure, Star Wars is great, but you don't always need that. I mean, basically, good science fiction really comes down to ideas. Ideas that stick with you after the movie, that really make your head spin. Really make you go pondering, like, whether or not what you just saw is plausible, if it makes sense, blah, blah, blah. So this movie had a very limited release, but at least now it's out on Blu-ray. So if you're a geek like I am, then definitely seek it out. And if you're not, I don't know, I mean, I still think there are enough good things here to make it worthwhile for anyone to watch it. I mean, like I said, that Sarah Snook performance alone is amazing. So that's it, people. Thank you so much for watching.